It's Julie with United for Autism and United in Autism, and I am so excited to have Magda today to speak with us from Poland. And one of the things I wanted to tell you, well, the book is coming out in September, and the coolest thing about the book is that it goes to give money towards moms events. And so moms of kids with autism are able to go to this event and they get a free night of like fabulousness. And we've done this in the Dallas-Fort Worth area for like 6 or 7 years. Actually, I think this is even the 8th year. And so these moms come in and they get gifts and they get something exciting like, you know, a comedian or Pampered with Spa or that kind of thing. And so the proceeds from the book are actually going to go to this. So I'm waiting for Magda to get on, and then we'll pull her up and invite her. So hopefully I'll see her pop up in just a second. I'm so excited for you to meet her because she's so strong, and I just love that she has so much to say about, we're going to talk about depression, we're going to talk about food issues, and her and our kids have a lot in common. I think all of our kids have a lot in common, and so that's kind of crazy. So let me see if I can pull her up here. I'm not sure why I'm not seeing her. Let's see if we can pull her up. Thank you for your patience with me. I am like the ultimate technical person that can never figure anything out, and so I'm just looking for her. There she is. I'm going to invite her. 2 seconds, and we will be in Poland talking with Magda. She just needs to grab that invitation. Yay! I always feel like it's such a big accomplishment when we actually get this, you know, when we're both here. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
How are you?
Oh, I mean, fabulous. Yeah, it's a rainy day here. Our weather has been rainy for like a week, and we're just kind of sick of it. How's your weather there?
Well, it's pretty cold here, yeah. It's like -10, -14 at night.
Oh, wow.
I know.
That's really cold.
But it's not snowing, so I'm happy.
Yeah. I feel like
at least that, yeah.
When it gets below 30 or right around 30, I panic and put on like 20 layers, and I cannot imagine -10. So that's
exactly.
Yeah, that's a different lifestyle right there. So you have
Can't wait for summer.
Yeah.
Can't wait for summer.
For sure. So you have one child with autism, right? Toby.
Yes.
And so
yes, Toby is 9.
Tell me a little bit about Toby.
Well, he's a great guy actually. He's very smart. He's full of surprises. Yeah, every day. His hobbies at the moment are insects, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, insects.
He knows all the names in Polish, English, Latin. So
oh wow. Does he have?
Yeah, every day we're learning from him something new, you know. Well, I didn't know that there's this kind of bug, for example, you know. So
what does he have, like a favorite cool, bug, yeah. Like a favorite insect?
Probably grasshopper, you know that.
I love.
You remember we were talking the other day, and he was like talking about grasshoppers.
So, what is the name of the town you live in Poland?
It's Zielona Góra.
Okay, all right.
It's Green Mountain.
Okay.
In English.
Yeah, and tell me kind of what the culture for a family with autism is like there.
Pardon? Again?
Tell me kind of what it's like living, how the people in the culture in Poland treat you as a family with autism, or your son as a child with autism.
Well, it's really hard to say because Toby's autism isn't, you know, that strong, or I don't know how to say that. But sometimes people are staring at him because he talks like a really mature person, not like a child. So people are staring, and sometimes when he talks about bugs, grasshoppers, stuff like that, people don't understand him. Yeah. But there are people who think that autism is contagious, for example, in Poland. I hear that from my friends who have a child with autism. So, but I think this happens when someone lives in a smaller city, so a smaller village. Yeah, but
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Well, I love, and I won't give all the details away, but the story you shared with me that's in the book, I think that every single parent of a child with autism has gone through this. I mean, if you take your child out of the house, you're going to go through this. And so I can't wait for them to read that later. And I loved what you shared with me. So that'll be super fun. But one of the things that you mentioned was that your son, Toby, had some eating issues, and like he stopped eating a bunch of food. So tell me kind of how that happened.
Right. Suddenly, to be honest, he just went to his first preschool and he just stopped eating.
Yeah. Just, I mean,
he could not eat like whole day, and he was very nervous, and he was crying all day, and yeah. And I tried to force him to eat because I didn't understand what's happening, and of course I was afraid of his health. So I was worried, oh, he has to eat, come on, let's eat. But then I realized that forcing is not a good idea.
Yeah.
So we just, he just ate what he liked. We let him, yeah. But I remember when he ate fish for the first time, I was crying.
Well, did
Yeah,
you have,
it was so funny.
yeah.
Yeah, I called my mom, I was crying, and I called my mom, Mom, listen, Toby, and she was like, what happened, Toby? I was like, no, he's eating fish. She was, oh my God. Yeah, so it was, it was a difficult time, and when he started eating, it was fantastic for us, really.
Did you
Yeah.
do anything special to get him to start eating more foods? Like, what did you do, or did he just all of a sudden start eating them?
Well, I was, for example, here is a chocolate. If you eat your dinner, you can have a chocolate,
Ah.
right? But a very small piece of chocolate, of course.
Yeah.
Not a big one, not a huge treat, but something small.
Giant,
But
big,
it's,
yeah, ball of chocolate.
yeah.
Well, I think I've shared before, but my daughter also had feeding issues, and she went down from, I'd say, just a normal amount of foods with fruits and vegetables and everything with baby food, then to only eating 4 foods. And she would eat chicken nuggets and French fries, and I'm forgetting, a cereal called Gorilla Munch and pretzels, and that was it. And so we had this whole thing where I was like, oh, well, I'll fix this. I'm just going to stop feeding her those things. I'm going to try and say, no, you can't have anything until you have these other healthy foods like chicken and vegetables and fruits. And so she went, and the doctor said, okay, they'll eat when they're hungry, right? And so I waited literally like 3.5 days. Yeah, no. And she didn't eat anything, and she was getting really weak.
Oh, no.
And so we went, I know, and it was like, that was when I really understood. I ran to a nutritionist and asked her what I needed to do. And she said, go get her whatever she'll eat because she needs to want food again. And so we ended up being able to get that back. But within, it took 5 years to get her away eating all the foods of, like, we went to occupational therapy and they did feeding therapy. So it was, it was intensive. And that's when I learned the difference between problem eaters and picky eaters. And I feel like lots of kids out there, typical kids, are picky eaters, but when they're hungry, they're going to eat. And our kids may or may not eat.
Yeah.
And I learned the danger myself of that. And so I hope, other parents will not replicate my mistake, so. And I'm impressed that your son ate fish, because that's like, my daughter still hates fish. So that's awesome.
Oh, no, his diet is almost perfect now. He
Really?
eats like, for example, fish with broccolis,
Mm-hmm.
without potatoes, no French fries,
Oh,
stuff like that. No carbs.
wow. That's,
And
yeah.
yeah, so he loves vegetables, but he is a meat eater, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well,
But sometimes we eat pizza, and that's cool as well.
yeah. Well, one of the other things you talked about that I found so true is that you talked about the ability to care as a mom. We need to be caring for ourselves so that we can care for our kids.
Right.
And so you kind of hinted a little bit on depression, which I think we don't talk about it enough, for one, as parents, because basically our kids are, they become something we did not expect. And so our expectations die of what our kids were going to be, but we still have this wonderful child, and each of us go through it at a different time. And so I'd kind of
Yeah.
like to hear a little bit about when you went through it, if you don't mind sharing.
Um, yeah, why not? Well, when he found out that he may have autism, I was really shocked, and I didn't know what autism really was.
Mm-hmm.
I heard something about this, but I didn't understand what does it mean? What now?
Mm-hmm.
Where should I go? It was difficult because we thought that he may have some problems because we just came back from England because Toby was born in England.
Mm-hmm.
So we was thinking, oh, maybe different. He has a different life now, so we thought that he's going through a tough time. But our GP said, oh, I don't think so. That's probably autism. It's great that we have a doctor who sent us to therapy like straight away when he was a 2.
Yeah.
So that was pretty awesome. We were lucky, yeah, really. But I didn't understand him why he's not. He doesn't want to play with me now
Mm-hmm.
because we played like months ago, right? And now he doesn't respond when I call him name. Um, but then, for example, at the playground, he was like playing with the sand, and I was like, "Dude, what are you doing? There's a slide there. Let's go."
Yeah.
And he was like,
Yeah.
this, "Oh my God, I can't understand my child." It was so difficult. Yeah,
Yeah. It's so overwhelming for us as parents to not be able to connect with our kids. And I think that is the hardest part,
right.
is we crave that connection because we're feeling all this love. And when we don't connect, we don't know if they love us or not. And I think that,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's the hardest part.
He didn't want to hug me, for example. Yeah, stuff like that. I was trying to hug him, and he was like, "No, no,
Yeah. I'm
go away."
he's busy, right? Running around and busy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
clapping hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe I did something wrong, Maybe I go back to work too early. Maybe I should stay home with him,
Mhm.
or maybe I should stay in England, or maybe I should go back to Poland,
Yeah.
faster when he was so bored. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, we as moms want to blame ourselves. And, sometimes in the earlier years, like later on, we'll talk to some parents that have older kids where the doctors would actually blame them. And it's just like, it's insane to realize that happens, because clearly we're all just doing our best to love our kids. And no matter where we live, what country we're in, we all have that heart for our children. We want them to succeed, and we want that connection with them. And I think it's neat how that draws us all together, because that's the same goal wherever we live, and it's
yeah.
the best for our kids. So you ended up finding something that kind of lifted your spirits. And I love this because I was not familiar with this, and I've said it wrong 50 times. And I want to hear. So tell me about kettlebells.
What do you want to know?
Well, I don't think people know what it is. I think it. I actually saw it pop up on a site recently in the States, but I don't know if people were just doing this in secret where I didn't know about it, or if it was just something I was completely unaware of. But tell me, like, what a kettlebell is. Do you have one near you? You could grab it and show us.
No, no,
No?
no, not here, not in this room. Well, kettlebell is a weight.
Okay.
It looks like a ball with a hand,
Okay. And so,
and we got different sizes, different weights,
mhm.
and we exercise with them.
Okay.
To, yeah, for example, deadlift or swing or snatch or press, stuff like that.
And so, like, as far as the workout, does it just give you those endorphins at the end where you feel better? Because I find exercise for me makes
Right.
me feel better,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel stronger because when I started, for example, 8 kilograms was, oh my God, that was something for me.
Yeah.
But then and then, I don't know, a year later, maybe, I can lift more than I weight.
Mm-hmm.
So that was for me. I was started to think that there was a day when I thought that this is too heavy for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
This kettlebell is too heavy for me.
Yeah.
And then I realized, if that was heavy for me like 2 months ago, now I lift it like just like that.
Yeah.
So I can handle all my problems, just like
Yeah.
that. I just need to focus on my progress, and I will achieve it eventually, right?
Yeah. That's amazing. That's a great thought process to it's almost like you're training for the mental while the physical. So that's preparing you for the next problem of your life. The next problem, you just keep moving, moving, moving up and never getting discouraged because you're handling it in chunks. If you know you can do it, that's amazing. And I think it's just so important as moms and as parents for us to take care of ourselves, no matter if we have a child with autism or not. So that's incredible. So I did want to give you a chance to talk about your charity and share kind of about your charity. And I'm going to put the link down at the bottom if anyone would like to support it, because I love to shine a light on anyone that's doing good in the autism community and helping our families.
Mm-hmm. Our charity calls, it's quite difficult word in Polish now.
Yeah.
Stowarzyszenie Pomocy Osobom Autystycznym Dalej Razem.
Woo! Say that one more time.
Yeah.
Say it one more time.
Stowarzyszenie Pomocy Osobom Autystycznym Dalej Razem.
Okay, well, that is a very long, complex name, but tell us what you do.
What I do there?
Yeah, what you do and what the charity does.
We have a preschool there. We have a school where Toby is at the moment in the 2nd grade. Mm-hmm. And we do have a company. Mm-hmm. And they do, I don't know how to say that.
Like therapy, or do they do therapy or work with the kids one-on-one?
Yes, they do, but we have also a company when grown-ups with autism works.
Oh, like a work program?
Something like that, yeah. But well, they do posters, stuff like that, stickers, so these kind of things, and they bake salty sticks. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that correct?
I think
salty
so.
Sticks?
Yeah.
Yeah. But they are gluten-free, sugar-free, and dairy-free. So they are very healthy and very good. And they are pretty famous, actually, here in my city.
Very nice.
These salty sticks. Yeah.
Well, one of the things that you did, and just to go back also, is Magda started this amazing thing back to go back to the kettlebells, and it spread across the nation. So we wrote all about it in the book, and it's just so cool. And I love moms and dads that don't sit in the same place with their kids. I love moms and dads that say, all right, well, I know life is not ideal and life is different, but we're gonna use this and we're gonna help others. And so I love that you've done that. And it's just, it shows your mental strength to get past that point of where it's so hard. And then of course, I love your strength with the kettlebells. It's so cool. So, okay, I have like 12 quick questions is what I'm calling them. So I'm just going to ask you these quick questions and just first thing that comes to your mind, okay?
Okay.
All right, books or movies?
Movies.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Your favorite sport?
Kettlebell.
There you go. Your dream vacation?
My dream. With my husband alone.
Where would you like to go?
We just booked our holidays, to be honest, now to Egypt. Just the two of us.
Oh my God,
So we're going in June.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so exciting.
I can't wait.
You should be going now since the weather's so bad.
Yeah, we should go now, but we have to wait till June.
Would you rather endure an hour of stemming or an hour of a meltdown?
An hour of what?
An hour of stimming, like flapping of arms, spinning in circles.
Yeah.
Or an hour of a meltdown, crying.
Yeah. Meltdown. I
Meltdown.
think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last thing you spent a lot of money on.
My Pilates course.
All right. Okay. Outside your family, the person you admire most.
Oh my God, I don't know. You.
Oh, you're so sweet. That is so sweet. Favorite ice cream?
Favorite ice cream? Chocolate.
Oh, me too.
Chocolate ice cream, yeah.
Yeah. Favorite family tradition?
Oh my God. I don't know. We don't have such things.
You don't? Favorite, something you do
No.
all the time. Like something you do all the time that you look forward to with your family.
Maybe birthday parties.
Yeah.
Because we always meet at the birthday. Yeah, so that is nice, yeah.
Yeah. I know this one, but the one thing you make sure to do for yourself.
Kettlebells,
Yeah.
yes.
I could answer that one for you. The therapy you felt makes the most difference with your son.
Again, I didn't hear you.
Therapy or what you've done that makes the most difference with your son.
Homeopathy, I guess.
Homeopathy? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you again for sharing your time and just sharing a little bit of piece of your life and about your family. And so I can't wait for everyone I know they'll be able to relate to the story you have in the book. And I know it's happened to everyone. And I love specifically your response because you're so strong and you just let them have it. And I just love it. So anyway, I can't wait for everyone to hear it. And hopefully after the book comes out in September, maybe we'll have you back and get an update on how you guys are doing, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, of course. No problem.
All right. Well, thank you again. Have a wonderful week. We'll talk soon.
Thank you, too.
Okay. Bye.